What's good? It's your boy Jsavage. I'm here with the Time For Toku Podcast, and I'm here with an amazing group of people. We we are a full house today, as you can see. We got my boy Austin making a return. What's good, man?
Hello, everyone.
We got Blackwing, as usual. What's good, bro?
What's good, peoples?
We got Chelsea. What's good?
Was good.
The queen of the podcast. We got my boy Criss making a return.
What's good?
We got my boy Deka. How you doing?
Heyo, it's Deka. Doing good.
All right, my boy Miggy had to drag his ass over. What's good, bro?
I would say Dino Fury, but I don't know. We'll see.
Ooh. We got Mr. Awesome. You feeling awesome today, bro?
Yeah, and this episode got my awesome seal of approval.
Nice. Y'all heard it here, folks. And Rocky making a return as well. What's good, bro?
Easy Garcia, my baby mama.
Hey, chill out. We ain't gonna do all that. You know the vibes. You can have Amelia though. We got 10. What's up, man?
Hello, everyone. I'm Tenarakun. I'm back on the Time For Toku Podcast. I'm excited to talk about Dino Fury.
And we have a special person with us today. His name is DB. How you doing, bro?
It's the return of that guy.
If y'all don't remember, this is the dude who like popped up episode 2 for like a little bit, and then he was also in episode 3. Am I right?
Yeah. I was in some episodes.
Yeah, you came back. So
it's good to be back, guys.
They're still up on the channel. Go check them out. Dope guy. And yeah, we just gonna get started. So if you for those of you who live under a rock, right? A show premiered by the name Dino Fury, right? We all, had our doubts and whatnot. But let me tell you, boy, did this episode flip the fandom on his head. When I'm saying this, I mean that shit. I've never seen, right, the whole fandom happy about something. Because it's like always like this group of people who like it and this group of people who complain. But I think for the most part, the whole fandom like loved this shit. Do y'all agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever seen Power Rangers trending on Twitter because the whole fandom was tweeting about the episode.
Oh, that is
like, I just love everyone's reactions.
I'll be right back.
Yeah,
it was
trending.
It's not trending now, but when the episode premiered, I saw Dino Fury on trending.
It was trending, yeah.
Yeah,
I saw that too.
Yeah, I forget. I
wish I was around to see it.
Got a screenshot. So
I took a
put
screenshot
that in the video so people can see it, so we weren't lying.
No, I got a screenshot. It was, I think, number 12 or something. I don't know, but yeah,
better than nothing.
I mean, I was about to say it didn't last long. Don't get me wrong, but it was trending for like that good hour or two.
Better than 1 minute.
So yeah, let's just fucking talk about this episode. So I mean, I'll start off with Austin and Blackwing. Initial thoughts, bro. What y'all think?
Oh, Blackwing, you can go ahead and go first, man.
I'll be honest. I was very, I kept my expectations low throughout the entire. As soon as the episode began, because I didn't know what to expect. But as it went on, I just started to be like, okay, this is good. But what really I could say what made me smile about the premiere episode had to be the flashback at the end, which was just, I feel like that was like the icing on the cake. But overall, this premiere episode was very well done. I like what we have, and I'm actually pretty looking forward to what the season has to offer.
You know what's crazy?
Dope.
You know what's crazy? We should have realized how different this was going to be when we found out that they went back to showing the theme song at the beginning of the episode. That's when you knew things were going to be just a little bit different than before.
That is true.
That took me by surprise.
I mean, I'm still not used to like 30-second theme songs. I'm still a little salty about Zeo, Turbo, and In Space doing that, but it still works for me. Plus, I mean, just That episode, honestly, it's at least an 8 out of 10, if not like a 9.5. Yeah, I want to say like a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
Hey,
It was
I
9
was
out
with
of
you on that 9.5, man. I'm with you.
10. No, I was about to make a Ninja Turtles joke saying 9.95.
Oh, Ninja
I
Turtle
was gonna,
fans.
I give it like a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5, 4.5.
I thought he was about to say a 4 out of 10. I was going to say.
Nah, I don't do that whole 10 thing. I just do it by 5 because it's kind of the same. You could just, the 5 is just, twice as 10.
4 out of 5 Chroma Fury Sabers.
For once, the fan was united. Yo, for real.
Honestly, though, I mean, I'm pretty sure there was like a few people complaining about it, but not on my timeline.
Oh, yeah,
Shit.
my timeline was solid. Everyone, like, even like the
I
people.
don't like his face.
We had like, oh my god, we had like the few people who liked the episode, but they threw in that don't get your hopes up yet, watch it late, watch the rest of it. But I mean,
Yeah,
but for
that's
the most part,
true.
everyone liked it though. I don't think no one like disliked the
Yeah.
episode.
With that being said, though, people do make good points with saying don't get your hopes up and stuff because a lot of seasons had good episodes like Samurai and Megaforce, and even Ninja
Hey,
Steel.
listen, I feel like if the fandom's happy, just let them be happy. We'll complain when it gets bad, and until we get there, we're enjoying the ride right now.
Yeah,
It's been a while. It haven't been as good. Let us be happy.
It
Yes.
is what it
For
is.
now, let's enjoy things.
It is what
Exactly.
it is.
But hey, I want to tag Deka, Criss, and Chelsea in here. Speak your piece.
I want to say that this first episode was stellar. It set up everything pretty well. It set up two of the main characters, Ollie and Amelia. It established Zato's backstory, and the characters seemed pretty strong. Void Knight was a pretty intimidating villain. He kind of gave me Korag vibes, and I'm interested to see where these sporks end up.
Okay. And yeah, Chelsea, Criss,
Charles?
2 C's.
So, I'm loving the chemistry that they had on screen already. You could feel that. And then the story is solid already. And the music just really made the fight scenes. Like you were like, oh, yes. I love it.
Chills.
It was good. It was worth it to get up at 8 a.m. for once.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is the first time I'm not even mad I woke up. Like,
Right.
I used to wake up for Beast Morphers, but I stopped. I'm like, yo, why the fuck am I doing this? But like, definitely, I'm like, shit, sign me up. I guess I'll be up every fucking Saturday morning. Fuck it.
It was worth it for sure.
Absolutely. Criss, what's your thoughts on this episode? Quick thoughts.
Listen. I don't know about y'all. I didn't wake up that early. I don't care if y'all are showing me a briefcase full of money. I'm not waking up that early. Like I barely get sleep. You know what I'm saying? But I caught the episode though. And all I can say right now is even people who are like Sentai stans that despise Power Rangers or have despised Power Rangers for the last decade, because I'm one of them that like I've been very disappointed with Power Rangers, even at a young age, like the age that you would have thought that you could have just fed me Power Rangers, like even if it got worse or even if it wasn't as good as it used to be, and at kids at that age they would still watch it, but not I. Like I went straight to the Sentai train when I was really really young. But for the first time I can say like in a decade, like I really couldn't find problems with an episode, especially the first episode, and I'm like looking forward to what we got next. And yes, I guess that says a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Strong start. Now, real quick, my girl E just hopped in. How you doing?
Hi, everybody.
Alrighty. Ready.
Yo.
And yeah, DB, let's tackle this real quick. What's your first thoughts on this?
All right, I have a problem with the episode. I'm gonna go ahead and get it out of the way.
Okay.
My issue with the show is it wasn't called Dino Nights. And that's
Oh
it.
my God, get out of here.
And that's it.
No, he's right. I agree. That was a way better name.
And that's it. But other than that,
Kick these clowns out of the chat.
No,
Well,
he's
let-
not a clown. He's right.
Damn it.
Bro, Dino Knights is so generic.
They never the night aesthetic. Okay, they say it's
Generic.
nice.
Dino Fury.
Generic. How many Furies
Yeah.
that we've had,
wait,
bro?
let me
Exactly.
finish my thought.
I love Dino Fury. I don't like
Well, that's
Dino
Let me
amazing.
finish my thought. Again, that was a minor issue, and the fact that is my only issue should say tremendous things about how good it was. Like even the themes, even the theme song, I'm starting to get used to. Like everything about it was pitch perfect. I got the old feels of watching the old show. Character work. You're already interested in what they're doing, what they're about. And man, another thing that I absolutely love, they're not screaming when they're in suit. They sound normal. It's everything about this was a different approach, and already we're off to a great start.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree with you. The fact that literally most of our issues with the show has nothing to do with the show itself says a lot.
Yes, exactly. Like that was a great
episode. Absolutely.
That's a minor issue. It's like, hey, I would have called it Dino Nights, but I really don't care. It's literally a minor thing, and it ain't even that serious. I'm being silly. Like it was good.
Right.
Everything
Literally,
about it was good.
Honestly, literally, my nitpick about the names and stuff is a lot more like petty than that. Because like I was just saying this in the chat. This is the first time in 13 years that we had a season name that was more than 3 syllables. It was weird, honestly.
What about Megaforce though?
Yeah, that's 3 syllables. Mega.
Oh, you're right. Okay, my bad.
Okay. Theme song. It was so weird having to deal with seasons with like the exact same syllable count. Like that's how much.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's hella cookie.
That's how petty this nitpick is. It's like, can we get some more creativity in these names? Like that's why I didn't want Dino Nights, because it was 3 syllables. I would have preferred like Jurassic Nights
or Jurassic Strike.
Don't take my thunder like that. You know I was about to say that.
Okay, what Jurassic Fury?
I mean, that's dope too. I mean,
I could have dealt with Jurassic Nights. I could have dealt with Jurassic
Nights was something I was campaigning.
As long as it wasn't called like Jurassic Force.
Power Rangers Medieval Swords.
I just wanted the word Jurassic. It could have been Dino Fury. I just wanted Jurassic.
Power Rangers Dino Super Knights.
All right, no.
Oh God, please don't give them ideas.
Dino Nuts. Oh, chill. This is Hasbro. Power Rangers.
I mean,
Super.
I thought Fury was kind of
Power Rangers Order of the Sword.
Like I know Jungle Fury had Fury in it, but I thought Fury was kind of original. It could have had Force, you know. I think Fury is a good name. I mean, the Dino thing, I could have did without. You know, we didn't need to put Dino in front of it. Like I know they're trying to keep the Dino tradition. But like Mighty Morphin ain't have Dino, so why we got to keep saying Dino? You know
I mean,
but,
it was called Mighty.
I'm inclined to agree a little bit.
Honestly,
if they were to use the word Jurassic, maybe some kids would have got confused with Jurassic Park. That shit's still going on, right?
Honestly, we started with Mighty Morphin. It was only uphill from there.
Right? I mean,
Facts.
Can we go back to putting like the name before Power Rangers? Dino Fury Power Rangers.
That doesn't sound bad, honestly. I mean, I would prefer keeping the name Season 28, but that's a little more on the nose.
Wait, you said keep the name Season 20, Power Rangers Season 28 everywhere.
Season 28. What the freak does it is?
That sounds so generic.
That's a flex though, to just like throw Season 8 at the end.
Season 28. That's right. We got 28 seasons. We still going.
Or better yet, just use that as the name for when it hit 30.
He said Dino Fury, a Power Ranger show.
I keep sending
We're almost as long as The Simpsons, said Tenera.
But all right, real quick though, my thoughts on this damn episode. I liked it. Now, I was hyped, right? But I wasn't hyped for like, you know, the right reasons. Yeah, no, I'm hyped for like Izzy and shit. But like, I figured this episode would just be decent, if not as good as Beast Morphers. But I'm happy to say that my expectations was blown, man. I mean, the highlights for me though was really the music. I feel like the music this episode made it feel like an actual show. Like, 'cause I know, like, and just to clarify, I literally like went back and like, you know, fast forward through some episodes, looked at some scenes, and the episodes was like they all use the same music. Did anyone else notice that? Like the Neil Saban like shows use the same as music
Yeah,
soundtrack for
I
some
think
reason.
Yeah,
I think the
I
only
noticed.
honestly, I think the only not explanations. I think the only exceptions were Beast Morphers, since they kind of added a little more bass
Nah,
and
that shit was the
to the
same too. I did. I
not,
went back and watched it.
listen. This is a listen. I'm not like exactly. I'm not saying it was completely different, but it was a little different because they had a little more bass and drums and stuff. And then Ninja Steel. I don't know how many people really noticed this in Ninja Steel, but they kind of slid in a bunch of like scores, not with everything sounding like Go Go Power Rangers, but for Ninja Steel, they were making a bunch of scores that were like callbacks to the original soundtrack, like stuff for Go Green Ranger Go, Rita's theme song.
Yeah, I know.
Even the school,
the
even
new
the school
composer.
music.
Yeah,
Even the school
yeah,
music. Yeah.
Ninja Steel was the only one that did that.
Oh yeah,
But
it was.
for the
But
most part, though,
but
it
yeah,
all
for the
kind
most
of
part, it was
felt.
still relatively very similar, too similar.
Yeah, it felt generic though. But like this right here, like, and you know what? I was one of the few people who gave Ninja Steel props for that because I was blown away by that. But after watching this episode, fuck Ninja Steel, bro. Like that's not even good to me anymore. Like they
All my
took it
homies
up a
hate
notch.
Ninja Steel.
Man, listen, they turned that shit up a notch, my nigga. Like this shit was fire. And then like, I, oh my god. All right, let me just talk about it real quick. So even started from the beginning, like when we first got introduced to Amelia, it was kind of similar soundtrack we got. But then it's like, as soon as she like got in the building, I don't know if y'all noticed, but like as she was being shown around like the different like stations and everything, you kind of heard like this like techno beat like slowly creeping up on you. And I was listening to the shit in my headphones. I'm like, oh my, hey, what is this? And it was similar to like the morph scene because we seen it before, the night before. I'm like, oh, they're throwing that in there. And then when the action, like when it was in, like when they found the base and everything, they had a certain soundtrack playing like during their first fight scene. But as soon as they morphed, bro, the beat dropped and some techno shit hit, and that shit was fire. That gave me chills. I ain't even gonna lie. Like when they first like actually morphed and fought, the music playing was dope. And then when they took it back to like Zato explaining his backstory, he had like an actual like sad music playing during like the sad moment where you can feel the emotion. And even after the flashback, they kept the music like playing. They like, tweaked it a little bit, made it a little louder, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm in for this. Like if this is what we're getting throughout the season, bro, sign me up because as y'all can see, the music was a fucking highlight for me. But not even just the music, like the choreograph was dope. That it had actual good jokes in this episode. I'm not like those corny jokes, but it was actually good jokes. Like, and then the comedic, everyone was kind of comedic, and it wasn't like a certain like over exaggerated comedic character, which I really liked. Like when Amelia like whispered to like Ali's mom and said that's Officer Buzzkill, whatever she said. The woman genuinely called him Buzzkill because she didn't know his name. I thought that was kind of funny.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually thought that was his name because
Yeah, that was a joke though because he's a Buzzkill. Yeah, and I'm like,
And
wow,
the
that really played well.
The jokes are better.
Yeah, I read an interview again the night before, which got me really excited, from Simon Bennett, who is the showrunner this season. This is his first time running the show, and he said that flat out that they didn't have to follow certain mandates, so they could be very relaxed. So they focused on characters. And after they met the actors, they wanted to inject some of their actual personality into the show and spread out the humor and make it more, like it give everybody a chance, and tell jokes within their reality more or less. And, it's more that comedy just in their lives instead of just writing corny jokes or slapstick, which it still had a little bit of that, but it made sense to what was going on.
Damn,
I like
Yeah.
that. That sounds really good. I want to see that.
I'm starting to think I should have read that interview because I
You
wanted
should-
to avoid.
yes.
I wanted to avoid
You
it
should
because
read, man.
I wanted to avoid it
Read.
because I wanted to avoid spoilers.
Oh no, it didn't have any spoilers. Like, read the interview. Trust me,
Just talk about
Simon.
the production of the show. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
He
just
broke
a lot
down.
of the interview is just a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and like it's talking about like the decisions he made going into Dino Fury, which, like, by the way, I didn't know that they were actively watching Ryu Soldier as it was airing and deciding what they could use for Dino Fury.
Airing.
Because like
as it was
usually
airing.
when Power Rangers is a season, the Sentai that they're adapting is already done,
Mhm.
so they can see where the story is going and what footage they have for like final battles and stuff. They couldn't do that with Ryu Soldier, and I think that's gonna make for a more interesting season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, after
We just
every
have to
episode they
more
would get
creative,
together. Yeah, after every episode they would get together and they would write, and then they changed a lot once they met the actors. Once they casted them, then they had to change some more. So it was more of a big collaborative experience, which all the actors said that they loved, is that they felt listened to and they felt like a part of the creative process. So Artie Simon is coming in with a different approach, unlike the previous seasons, and that's why we're seeing the work of that, on the screen.
You know what's funny about that? The way they had to watch Sentai. Yeah, someone just mentioned that. Yeah, the way they had to watch the Sentai.
Oh,
Not
okay.
legally. It definitely wasn't legally.
Man,
I'm pretty sure Toei sent them the copies.
Oh, you think
Actually, yeah, that makes sense.
Did it have
Yeah,
any
because
subtitles on
Toei,
there?
yeah,
So
Toei's
wait, do
producers,
you
they
think
have to
that
send them the suits. They have to
Do
send
you-
them the suits and everything.
Man,
Do you think
They
that
had
they
to-
had English subs?
They probably didn't have that.
yeah, so I'm still sticking with my theory that they watched it like the rest of us do.
I don't agree with that. Yeah, Toei gets promoted like every episode. So knowing them, they probably sent them copies of the episodes, and maybe they have like a translator on staff or something like that. Who knows? This is Hasbro. They ain't being cheap. And I don't know if you noticed, they
ever did. So yeah, I would agree with you on that part for the translator.
Yeah, Hasbro is not being cheap, and I don't know if you noticed from all the effects and everything, they are clearly putting work into this show.
I can't wait to get into that when it's my turn to speak.
Yeah.
I have a lot of
All I know is that Toei has subtitles of Ryu Soldier, and they're keeping that in the vault. Man, that's all I can say.
All right. You even got a chance to speak. I think he's gonna go after you.
My bad, y'all. DoorDash was outside. You feel me? But all right. So everyone who didn't get a turn yet while I was gone.
E, me, and Rocky, Miggy.
All right, most of y'all. Okay, so all right. So
I haven't.
I'll finish up real quick. So yeah, like I was saying before I left though, the jokes were good. I like the jokes. They felt natural. I like the whole what she said. This might come as a shock to you. Actually, shocked the guy. That was kind of funny.
It might have come as a shock to you, but no one liked the bully.
Oh yeah, when she shocked Ollie.
Yeah.
That felt so natural. Like I was
No,
surprised.
it's soft boy night, not
Hey.
all.
The jokes so natural. I even liked the news lady. Where like when they first meet, the lady goes like, "Oh wait, we had a weekend."
Yeah.
And then like Amelia asks her like, "Oh, what did you write about? About having longer weekends?"
Oh yeah. One thing
That was funny.
did, like you could clearly see when she was talking to the lady, she had her finger crossed when she said she had permission.
Oh yeah, well, she lied. Yeah, she crossed her fingers in the back. I felt like that was pretty good. But yeah, E, what did you particularly like about this episode?
I too wasn't waking up at 7 because it comes on thick at 7:00 here in my time zone, so that was dead. I do it every day. I wasn't gonna do it for the weekend. Thank God for being able to record shows. It felt normal. I don't know, like it didn't feel cheesy to me. It just felt normal, and the explanation of like where Shorty worked and everything, being like this BuzzFeed type, place with awkward topics that they talk about, like a nice nod to how BuzzFeed operates. As a former BuzzFeed reader, made sense.
Yeah.
Even
Don't
though
eat glue, kids.
yeah, but I mean, she could have added paranormal stuff because they talk about everything on BuzzFeed. But anyway, got a whole YouTube show about paranormal and crime. But anyway, and like the introduction to Ollie and his mom and stuff, like everything felt natural. Like how everything lined up. And then with Zato and his moment of telling like how his story was, like you can felt like emotion in it. So shout out to like the actors for making everything seem normal and adjusted, and just like we're gonna make this normal even though it's not normal at all. Of course, this is supernatural shit, but they made it like it flowed excellent. Like for 30 minutes they added so much information. I mean, most you would be like, they shouldn't have done that, but the way it flowed, it made sense and gave you an introduction of who everybody is. But the fights were good too, like how it flowed and the music and with that riff and that guitar and it just like everybody talking, like you got some instance of talking, but it was really like we finna throw these hands, we ain't finna do.
They actually know what Power Rangers is. Like it's simple, but I'm shocked.
Yeah, I put that shit in my notes.
Wait,
didn't that only happen once in the past 10 years though? Like someone not knowing what Power Rangers is? Wasn't that just Ninja Steel?
Ninja Steel. I don't think they knew what Power. I mean, in Mega Force, act like they ain't know.
No, they knew what Power Rangers. They knew Power Rangers was. They just
knew about the
understand
whole
why they were getting
aspect.
involved with it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you think about it, it does make sense.
No substance.
It makes sense for a high schooler to not necessarily know what Power Rangers are. There's a lot of kids that don't know about the Pearl Harbor, so that could make sense.
Or
Maybe
that.
Yeah, they didn't get to that. Yeah, they didn't get to that point in school, the Power Rangers lesson.
They didn't know in Dino Charge.
Yeah. So maybe
I mean,
they didn't have that in their
there's
universe.
Seasons where, but I mean, what makes this?
Because he watched
Well,
the news.
Dino Charge didn't have any other Rangers though.
Yeah, true.
The Dino Charge Rangers were technically their own ancestors now, so whatever they knew or didn't know is confusing as hell.
I feel like this one though, like it kind of felt like that was like a Disney line. I feel like where he was like, "Did you watch the news?" Because like I really feel like that's so logical. Like, why isn't like none of these shits happening on the news? But then like when they get chosen to be Rangers, they act brand new. Or like when the monsters attack the city, they're just like so vulnerable, and it feels like, bro, y'all should really know at this point to keep your guard up. All these fucking monsters attack every 28 seasons. I'm saying.
No, they're probably like that only happens in California. That's not going to happen here.
But I do like. I forgot to mention. I do like the villain setup where it's like these little, sperm sacks. They can like hide like anywhere they want to. Like they were like going in between the sewer, like hiding under plants. And I think our monsters of the week will make it like one randomly like pops up somewhere. I mean, that's kind of cool. I mean, it's new, original.
All right.
But yeah, I'm gonna get Miggy and Rocky on here. Oh, real quick, E, did you finish?
Dream Team.
I think I got cut off. Like my.
Oh, my bad. Finish. Yeah.
No. So I was like, everybody heard what I was saying.
If you find out, ask me to tap you in. I'll tap you in.
Okay, but everything flowed. Like everybody flowed, fights flowed, and we got a lot of information in 30 minutes, which was really great. So it's shout out to the writers on
part?
been there. That was
Yeah, now
all.
that I think about it, it really felt like they packed a lot in these 22 minutes. Like, people just like even before the episode premiere, people on Twitter was trying to figure out how the episode was going to be, and they're like, "Oh, it's going to be a typical episode where they, meet in the woods and become rangers." But it's like it was a lot more than that actually. Like we got a lot. Like it kind of felt like a 40-minute episode. Like
People thought it was gonna be like Dino Charge, you know what I'm saying? But no.
even the way they fit the backstory in, and they fit it like they even had time to talk to Zato for a little bit with dialogue. We had a good fight scene. We had a good intro. Like everything flowed right. I'm like, okay. Even the credits, like the credits played during the episode, so it didn't have to like cut off early for the credits to roll. You know what I mean? They just had the credits like while the episode was running. I thought that they found a way to fit a lot into it, and I appreciated that. But Rocky and my boy Miggy, speak y'all piece.
Hey, Miggy, you got it, bro. I'll go after you.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, bet. All right. Okay. So, y'all strap in because I have so much to say right now. So much to say.
Lay it on me.
All right. So, y'all know in the group chat, I have been saying I have been having dreams of Dino Fury. How this is gonna be. This gonna be a game changer. It's gonna be a real refresher for y'all. Everybody was like, "Nah, don't get your hopes up." Why everybody watch this episode? Not everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody hyped now. So I told y'all. Man,
Everybody on the hype train, yeah.
I told
We've
y'all.
been on it.
But this the thing with Dino Fury. How do I put this? From the beginning to the end, had me on the edge of my seat. From them speaking about the Dinohenge to seeing where Amelia worked at Buzz Blast, which by the way, I love her boss Jane. She's amazing. She's gonna be a fan favorite for sure. The Dinohenge was very interesting. It was more interesting than I thought. Like it had me like, okay, what is this like? And Zato explained, how this was put on Earth and all that. And Zato's story was actually like pretty. It had me feel for him a little bit, like hearing like what happened and all that. Like the way he explained it. Just shout out to Russell Curry for bringing so much to this character, bro, because it really had me feel for Zato. The story with the Sporix, the little what was the his little alien friend name? Soline, something like that. Something of that nature. Whatever the name was, I love him. Just all around, bro. This episode was a good start off, and I feel as if like I don't have the I did with Beast Morphers. With Beast Morphers, it started off good, but then it didn't keep that consistency. It just became the standalone episode every single week. But with this one, just seeing what Simon Bennett had to say, saying like they got to chill out and actually get to do what they wanted to do, it's looking pretty promising for the most part. I have a feeling that Dino Fury is gonna be a real fan favorite. Other than that, comedy was actually funny this season. It didn't have me cringe. It was actually like, okay, this is pretty funny. Yeah, that's pretty much my take on it. It was real good. 9 out of 10 for sure.
Honestly, I want to go back to what you said about Russell Curry and what he brought to the table. I will admit I was a little concerned about him sounding pretty monotone at first, but when he had started talking as soon as he had woken up, he started sounding a little more promising. But what really sold it for me, honestly, was when he found out that he's been sleeping for 65 million years. Like literally all he said was the word million, and the way he delivered it was my favorite. My favorite. Like that was his best line delivery in that entire episode.
Bro, let me speak on that real quick. So when he came out and like was saying like, oh, a million years, like Jesus, it was like, okay, he's a pretty good actor. And I was seeing like other people's take on it, like they were saying like, oh, he's kind of monotone, he kind of sounds like Troy. But I actually got to watch a live with Marcus Digital. Shout out to Marcus Digital, you was lit today.
I love Marcus.
Hell yeah, I had to talk with him. It was lit.
Yeah, shout out to Marcus Digital.
Also, I gotta mention he is no Troy, not even close.
So let me speak on that right quick. You gotta understand, like he has been asleep for 65 million years. He's not gonna be as enthusiastic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep,
exactly.
He has to sit down and actually like take in what's going on while still having his mind on the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He's not even from this planet too, bro. That's another thing we gotta keep in mind.
Yeah, and you can see how he was taking in all that information when he was sleeping for 65 million years.
So I feel
once he heard that number, that's when you see the emotions like overwhelming him.
Most definitely, and I feel like Russell Curry really did a phenomenal job with doing that.
Great job.
He did a phenomenal job with that, bro. So most definitely, that's all I
gotta
say.
His emotion too. You felt that emotion, man. And yeah, actually, like you felt like, cause you know how Power Rangers, like when things get destroyed and shit, they kind of like, you know, goofy it up a little bit or like shy from like the sadness to make it not as serious. You know what I mean? We're like, okay, people died, but here you actually like
you can feel the gravity of it all.
Yeah,
Like,
you feel it and you're like, damn, these niggas really died.
Like when he was talking about his former teammates that like they're no longer with him. Like we don't know if they're dead or like for real lost, but like you can tell like he didn't want to talk on that topic. He was like kind of like an Andros type of tone. Like, no, I don't want to talk about my past team. I don't want to talk about who I used to be with, like that type of thing. Like people were comparing him to Andros, and I was actually like,
vibes. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, bro.
Like, you got, like from the look on his face to the way he was talking, bro. Like you could really feel for Zato, bro.
He did not want to be straightforward about it because even if he just said the word like gone or dead, he probably would have broke down crying.
Yeah.
Zato is that dude. I'm gonna go ahead and say Zato is that dude already.
Almost is that nigga.
Most definitely.
That nigga.
He is that nigga, bro.
No, he was definitely a good choice to throw in for Red.
Yeah.
That was a standout fucking performance for the first episode. He was only in there for like 3 minutes? And
I counted 5.
And he had that much of an impact on the episode already, just being in there for like 5 minutes. He had that much.
Exactly.
That's another thing I wanted to say. I really appreciated how this is like one of those episodes. Like, not a lot of times with premiere, you know, the Red Ranger get most of the shine, but I really enjoyed how the Red Ranger didn't get all the shine this episode.
And
like,
for once, it didn't feel like it really mattered, because normally the past seasons, whenever the Red Ranger wouldn't get shine, we would be pissed. But this time, it felt like it fit perfectly and it made sense. You know what I'm saying?
Like blue and pink had the perfect amount, because we know the Red Ranger is going to be that.
Yeah, they mostly focused on Ollie and Amelia, and it worked great.
Absolutely.
Then we're gonna get like the gave us his backstory, and we already fell in love with him.
Yo, and let me say before I just end it off right quick, Power Rangers made the perfect decision to make Simon Bennett the showrunner. That was the best decision they could ever make, man.
Yep.
I agree.
That's all I like how he breaks stuff down for us too. Like he's not scared to talk about like what's going on behind the scenes, like what they're working on, what they're changing. Like he will talk to us, and he replies to the fans. He replied to me plenty of times. Like I really like that. We're like the other guy. What's his name? Shit, my fault.
Chip Lynn.
Yeah, like he barely even like. I mean, he was on Ranger Board a few times, but besides from that, he don't really like engage or like say what's going on. Like everything is like a secret, so we don't know like how things operate. But like this is definitely giving us a better understanding of what's going on. It seems like Hasbro is being a little bit less strict than like Bandai was, not Bandai, Saban was when they had the brand. And yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. But did you guys have anything else to add, or can I move on to the next?
I have one more thing to add.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
If y'all read some of the articles that like the Rangers like with their interviews and what Simon did, if you read it, you could see that it was Saban's fault as to why this show was going the way it was. Like they felt like there should be no arcs, no character breakdowns or nothing. They should have standalone episodes every day and teach a lesson and just target more to children, forgetting that older audiences watch it too, not even just adults but teens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now that Saban isn't, they're giving like the writers and everybody a chance to actually, take control. You got it. And now look at it.
You know what? You're gonna have to send me links to those articles so I can articles and interviews so I can check them out.
Like the only involvement with Saban at this point is that they're giving him the Stan Lee treatment. They're just putting his name on it. like in the
Yeah.
credits. That's the only, and look
Off
look
brand
what we
for
got
the
now. It's
Stan Lee.
fire. You know what I'm saying?
I would say definitely if you can watch the videos and don't just read the articles, because the videos you see like a lot more. Like the articles kind of like take the spotlights from the interviews and post them. But if the website has a video, definitely check it out because this is a great cast. Chemistry is great, and yeah, I mean, I my hype went up when I first seen like these interviews the day beforehand. Then we got the clips that night. It was so yeah, it was a pretty good day before the
Pretty good.
premiere.
It was a pretty good day for Toku today, man. Pretty good.
Absolutely. And we have 10
An
and Mr.
amazing day.
Yeah, it's an awesome day. Speaking of awesome, Mr. Awesome and 10, state your piece.
You want to take the floor on this one, 10?
Awesome. You go first, because my piece is long.
All right. I gotta say, I have no idea if my expectations for this episode were low, but when the part we talked about the backstory, I felt like almost a tear coming out of my eye because I did not expect him to go heavy-handed with this. And also on the part about Simon, when he first said that the target demographic between like 4 and 6, like we all sort of overreacted. Of course, it's not a good demographic.
Yeah, we were overreacting over the toys, like, but then not everyone was like, oh man, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was no different. I literally like on the day after it was done airing, I tweeted out an apology to him, and he actually liked it, so that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, like pretty much all the seasons are like targeted for that younger audience. But what my thing was like when I misread that, the way he said it made it seem like, oh, it's fine that we were getting bad writing and fart jokes and everything because it's for kids. That's what I got out of it. Like, oh, it's fine that it was happening that way because it's for kids. It didn't seem like he planned on like making changes because it's fine that Ninja still happened the way it was. It's for kids. It's fine. That's what I pretty much.
Yeah, and I tweeted out something about him like half-assed writing for this show because for kids.
But yeah, he definitely proved us wrong this episode. My boy put his foot in it. Hey, rent was due. He did what he had to do. Yeah, I didn't mean to rhyme, but
trolled everyone on purpose because like if he made you think that, then you weren't expecting much, and then he could surprise you.
I love how he tweeted after. He was like, "Oh, I think that went okay."
I mean, this guy took too much shit from most of the fandom for like months, and he just proved us all wrong. And that
he really took that personal. He was like, "I bet."
He was he was just sitting back and waiting. He was like, it's gonna come. Watch, they're gonna see.
Man, it's like when Mark Hamill
forced me to make an apology because I felt bad for what I said about him earlier, at least a couple of months ago. And he liked the tweet, so maybe he accepted or not.
I don't know. I just kind of like how like the Power Rangers fan was like, dude, Power Rangers is declining in quality so much, and some of it is like, and I take that personally.
Yeah.
I mean,
hey, he did his shit. He was hearing shit from us during Beast Morphers.
Yeah. Also, I love Floyd Knight. I know a lot of people didn't like his voice, but apparently after doing some research, apparently the voice actor is Jaded Turner, who actually played a certain character that y'all may not remember. It is Whitiger, or the White Tiger Warrior from Power Rangers Jungle Fury.
I love Void Knight. I love Void Knight for right now, but I want to see more of him because he's gonna get a backstory. But I want to see more of him before I make my opinion.
Hey, when Zato said, "Where did you get that armor?" I got hyped because that means we about to get a face reveal. We about to see what's under that thing. I'm down. Now the rest of the season's gonna be a mystery on who's Void Knight, and I kind of like that.
Yeah,
it's the Phantom Ranger.
I also love the part where they brought back the morphing master. Like only the comics only really delve into that, at least have their own version, and then comes Power Rangers Dino Fury, bringing them back with a new design. People don't like them, but I think they're cool for what they are.
You know what's crazy? Their design, like
I liked it.
what I like most about their designs is that they drew inspiration not only from they drew
yeah.
inspiration from the comics, from the Re-Soldier designs, and at the end of the day, they kind of drew the designs from their original looks in G-Ranger and Mighty Morphin as well, because you could see they were like some white cloaked figures on there when they were throwing the eggs out.
I have a screenshot of that now. It's blurry, but you can definitely see it's sort of a mixture of all designs from the Sentai, from the comics, from the original show. It's just it proved that this episode alone had a lot of thought into this.
Yeah,
And
speaking of Void Knight, I personally hope he gets the Korak treatment because I think that'll do really well for his character.
Like he's gonna be someone's
Hey,
father.
let's not shoot for that. Let's shoot
I'm
for
hoping
better.
for brother.
Wait, hold on. Let me add something. Who said
Go
it
ahead,
was
Chris.
Who said it was the Phantom Ranger?
Austin.
Listen, because you know how people think the Phantom Ranger is Billy, and people have been saying Billy might be in the show. So
Listen. Everyone knows that the Phantom Ranger is really Chip Lin. So chill with it, all right?
Oh, you're right.
I feel like Billy could have been in the show if it weren't for COVID.
Probably.
Now I feel like
You know who else could have been in the show?
Beast Morphers.
No, Trini. But hear me
Huh?
out. No, hear me out.
Huh,
Hear me out.
nigga?
We'll hear you out. We'll hear you out, bro.
Hear
We'll
me
hear
out.
you out.
Listen. Think about who plays Trini. Because there's more than one person, remember?
Oh yeah, there was
That's
Audrey
what I've been
Dubois.
saying.
Dubois.
That's what I've been seeing. That's what I've been saying, bro. Bring back Audrey Dubois for all
If they
my...
were that's what I've been saying that for years. They should bring back Trini, but have it played by Audrey Dubois.
Dang.
If she wants to.
I don't think no one would know who that is though. If she came back.
They'll do
Well,
their
then
research.
they'll find out.
Yeah,
They'll
it will
find out
encourage
and
them
they'll
to
learn.
do research. That's a
She
good
was a
thing.
recast.
Or
Yo,
make
hey,
it-
can I say?
Or listen,
Guys,
It was
I
a
don't know if that's
recast. What about the
Or listen,
recast for the
listen,
Crane? You know what I'm
listen.
saying?
Hey, let her
Or
I
talk.
see
Let her talk.
saying.
Let
Or
her
listen,
I
just
see
make
what you're saying, but I don't know if that's quite respectful.
that's
Like,
Exactly.
if it,
I was
like, if it was,
was-
she was still alive, whatever. But
yeah, my alternate idea was an alternate universe Trini. Since
Okay. I see.
Right.
Okay, that could work.
Hey,
Yeah.
but can I say
Becky
though?
G.
Let me say
Also,
though.
can we speak about Solon? I'm surprised no one had talked about her so far.
Before we start that, bro, can I just say I liked Audrey Dubois' Trini more than Dewey, bro.
Oh my god.
Bugging.
What the
You
fuck?
seen her in one episode.
I feel like she fit Trini. I just like her more. We all love Dewey, but that's all I have to say. All right, go.
But hey,
Actually,
real quick though,
Bugging.
before everyone else adds their input, we got to let 10 go. He didn't get his turn yet.
yes.
10,
Yeah, I'm pretty much done talking. 10, the floor is yours.
the
Yeah.
floor is yours.
Yeah, they haven't gotten their turn yet. It's time. Right. So, Dino Fury episode 1. I want to start off with the characters because I'm very keen on characters. And I think that the characters so far, every single one of the major players in the story all had amazing chemistry. I loved the dynamics that they all had. I loved Amelia and Ollie's dynamic. That was such an entertaining dynamic, and I don't have the words. It's just, it was a lot better than I could have ever expected. Maybe it's just because we've had mediocre or like average good seasons.
Amen.
Maybe it's like that Simpsons effect where like you get like one good episode in a mediocre or poor season and you think it's the best freaking thing of all time. I don't know if it's just that sort of effect that we're coming into something good. But damn, this episode blew my expectations out of the water. I ended up liking
real
every
quick,
single one of the characters.
10, I was thinking that. I was like, wait, what if this is because like we've been getting shit for like a while, so now that we finally get a piece of bread, we're like happy. But I think that was Beast Morphers. Beast Morphers was that piece of bread where we've been getting shit for a while, and now we're finally happy. I actually think this is quality, though. I think Dino Fury is actually something good. Like, it's not even just like us being happy from getting shit for a while. I think it's just genuinely good. Because the more I think about it, I really like this premiere, better than like a lot of other like premieres, like some better than some Disney premieres, even better than some original Saban premieres. Like this premiere hit top 10 for me.
I
Premieres.
think it
Let's talk
was. I think it
premieres.
was that Beast Morphers is unfortunately it's not like I don't know if I want to consider it like an ultimately good season. I think it had a lot of great attributes to it. I think it was an average season of Power Rangers, but I don't know if I consider it good because it did a lot of
we
it
were going
was
through a lot, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
It
it
had
was
little
that
changes,
like
but yeah.
yeah, it was that like transitionary period where we were going from one era to another, so we couldn't really dissect what was coming back in from the other era and what was new, and it was hard to decide. But now with Dino Fury, I think we can definitively say that Hasbro we still have to actually watch the season, but Hasbro might be better at making Power Rangers than Saban.
Shit, we
like
gonna find out.
What do you mean,
They're 2-0.
might?
They are 2-0.
Well,
I'll give you that.
okay,
Better
Deca,
hope, you know what I'm saying?
I hope that it's a great season. I hope that I end up coming out of the season feeling like this is one of the best Power Ranger seasons ever. But I have to keep my expectations low so that if they do get exceeded, fantastic. Fantastic. We have a great season of Power Rangers. But also, we are also in a new era with a new company behind the scenes. This is the first proper Hasbro season. And I know that some people consider Beast Morphers a Hasbro season. I don't know if I want to consider it a Hasbro season because a lot of the same people, like Jay says this a lot, but a lot of the people from Neo Saban were still in Beast Morphers, and it showed.
Because this feels so different. This feels like, because when you think of
Mhm.
Hasbro now owning it, things will change, right? It didn't really feel like things really changed during Beast Morphers, but right now, yeah, it feels different.
That's
Yeah,
why I
this is
feel like
miles better than
Taste
anything in
new
Neo Saban.
feeling. Yeah.
that's why I was thinking, like, remember when Wild Force and Ninja Steel thing happened, where like, Wild Force was technically
Steel.
Disney, but it still felt like Saban. I think Beast Morphers was, a victim of that effect where like, yeah, Hasbro bought it, but it wasn't fully Hasbro because they never fired anyone yet. You know what I mean? And now
Exactly.
Dino Fury, they brought all these new people on. Now it actually feels like the start of a new era.
Exactly.
That's why I kind of feel like. So I mean, yes, technically Beast Morphers is Hasbro. We can give them that, but Hasbro really didn't really. Saban was still touching Beast Morphers and working on it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't feel. But hey, for me, even for what
So,
it was, though, I still think I would like to think Beast Morphers is Saban just so Saban can end on a good note. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want
yeah.
Ninja Steel to be the last Saban because that would be shitty. So I mean, I would give it to Saban so they can end on a good note, and then we can open up to Dino Fury and hopefully start on a good note. That's how I see it.
Exactly. So I still have thoughts on the episode. I think Amelia is a great Pink Ranger. She's setting up to be one of my favorites just because I like how she's very she's brave, she's courageous, she's kind of she kind of goes in, and I like that aspect in characters. Ollie is also setting up to be a good blue for me. I like his skeptical, but like I like Ollie's skeptical but also rational kind of thought. And also he was fearless in that fight. He was the first one to take on Void Knight.
Literally said, I guess having like 6
He
years of fencing
he's
experience will help.
exactly. He was like he saw that sword and he was like, "Oh, there's weapons here. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take that." And
I
it's
liked
just
Salt. He was very salty. I didn't think I was gonna like him, but I loved it. He was just naturally sarcastic.
exactly. And
He
it
felt like
5 stars.
Blue and Pink felt like siblings, like how they were just like, bro, you
I know,
believe
and
in
if they're
ghosts,
total,
bro?
right, they're
Yeah.
total strangers. So if their relationship was good, I can't wait for the actual siblings.
oh my
They
god, yes, I
Oh.
cannot wait for the Garcias.
they felt like real people.
I
Flat
cannot
out.
wait.
Thank
Yeah,
you, bro.
they were.
That says a
They felt
lot,
like
bro.
they felt like real people, and that was just a big thing. Is these were real, so that helped pull you in. So once you start bringing in the more ridiculous concepts, then you're more apt to listen. You're more apt to
More
be
balance
interesting. Yeah.
What
Yeah,
sealed the
bring
deal
more
for
And
me
that's
was
another
human.
thing.
They were
element into this.
what sealed the deal for me was like when they were arguing and like they were like, I guess we have to agree to disagree, and I was like strongly disagree. I was like, oh, this is real. This is definitely like this is not.
Oh,
Like they're responding how normal people would respond in a conversation, bro. That meant a lot.
I loved the dialogue too. The dialogue was on point for this episode. It
Top
was
tier
great.
dialogue writing, yes.
And I think the acting and the delivery of the lines was also great. I think that Hunter Dino and Kai Moya, both great. Both great for their roles. And that's not even to mention, I haven't even mentioned Zato, because I have a lot of thoughts on him. But I love the way the henchmen were introduced. I love their name. I love their punny name. It's so great.
Yeah, the way they introduced the henchmen is probably one of my favorite things of the episode.
I love the twist that like the henchmen were supposed to be like training dummies or something for the Power Rangers, and then Boy Knight's just like, nah, actually, what if they were the henchmen?
You know what's funny though? Even if Void Knight didn't catch that key and the Rangers had used those henchmen, Void Knight probably still would have beat their asses.
Oh, of course. So Void Knight was so strong.
Yeah, we've seen the Void Splash.
I cannot wait for like Void Knight to show up like stronger than he was in the pilot year. I cannot wait for that moment where he just comes in and kicks all the Rangers' asses to have that like threatening scene.
Hey, Zaytum gave him them hands though.
Zato was so good against Void Knight.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just a matter of Void Knight underestimating him or Zato was just that strong.
Well,
which makes sense because he did fight in 2 wars. So
exactly, he's pretty seasoned. He's not new.
I know
that thing I like to add in about the Zato.
Man.
The Zato situation, it was actually like admiring how the little things, right? Because he's been locked up for years, right? So although he has to be rusty somewhat, and other than him basically keeping up with Void Knight, he slipped up, right? Because he made the dagger and he unleashed the spores, right? He released them, so it was like that was a nice little thing that they added. Like, although he's really good at what he does, like he messed up because he's been in there for a long time, so he's not gonna be as. Yeah, I like that. I like the little things.
I was scared that they were going to make the dinosaur cyber character the comic relief character. I'm so glad they didn't. I like Solon already. I loved her so much.
It was a female.
She has a nice voice.
Say that.
She has such a calming voice, and I love that.
I love her.
Thank you,
the voice acting.
I appreciate
the voice acting for her was so good, and when she mentioned that she had been damaged and that's why she's cybernetic, I immediately got it, and B, I immediately felt like I cared about her, and I already had cared about her.
I was gonna cry. Yeah, I said it.
I wasn't gonna cry. I was shocked that they went there. I wouldn't say I was gonna cry, but I had already cared about her character. I'm just shocked that they went there for a backstory for a character.
No, I said I was gonna cry. I didn't mean you. So
that's fair. But like, and then we have to get to Zato. I have to get to Zato because I have so many thoughts about that man.
All right, say his backstory first.
Freaking the amount of trauma that man has. Because think about it. He not only watched his planet get destroyed, but then he had to go to another planet, fight another war, and then watch his team die. Essentially, that's what they implied. That's what they implied, at least.
Homie got his ass whooped on 2 different planets. How bad does it? How that?
Hey,
like apparently he won. Apparently
tragic.
they won, but apparently it came at the cost of the other Rangers' lives. Which like
don't forget about the
dude.
other soldier that probably came along with him, not just his main team.
I just hope that they speak on the.
In a 65 million year coma. So.
That's true.
Oh yeah, and the dinosaur that fought alongside him probably would have died because when they went giant.
Man, honestly, 65-year coma.
I've been surrounded by death.
A good ass nap.
Right.
I just
So
hope they speak on his past like teammates more, because like with the Andros thing, like or I believe they made it official that there were in Space Rangers before Cassie and TJ all pulled up, right? Like there were in Space Rangers before that, right?
And Carlos and Ashley.
I even heard on the
yes,
Uh-huh.
all
morphing.
the in Space Rangers. There was another team of Space Rangers before the
Exactly.
Turbo Rangers.
But it already feels like they're speaking on the past Dino Fury Rangers more than they did with the past in space, and I like that, and I hope they keep doing that, because some people are saying that it feels like they're giving Zato the story Andros should have been more in depth with in talking about his past team. They should really do that.
Exactly.
apparently
I hope that there are episodes where like one of the Rangers gets insecure about their like legacy or something, and they hear about the previous team. They're like, "Damn, am I even good enough for this power that Zato had a full team of Rangers? Like, am I as good as that one Ranger who's in the same color?"
Yeah,
Like, I kind of want an episode where like Ollie like thinks about the past Blue Dino Fury Ranger, and he's like, "Am I actually good enough
Imagine they
to
do like
have
that.
this?"
Black
Imagine they
Ranger.
do like the in space, Adam and Carlos situation, but instead of it being a past like Ranger actor, it's just the spirit of the old Ranger that helps him like encourage. That would be amazing, bro.
Imagine if that's how they got their individual power ups, though. Imagine if that's how they got their individual power ups. Is by an episode where the old Ranger like gives them their blessing, and then they get a power, and then they get.
Oh my god, I'm excited as hell.
I think
not
that's
even
an
mentioning the
excellent
Gold Ranger. Like you don't see his morpher in that fucking cave spaceship. So they definitely got to look for that at some point.
I think that it's also because he doesn't technically have a blade. I think that it's also a separate place. There's like two bases, one for the Gold Ranger and like what I'm assuming is going to be called the Plesiosaur. And
How the
Mosasaurus.
I see dinosaur on land. I've seen that
and
scene.
I think it's gonna be like a separate base thing where like whoever the Gold Ranger turns out to be, we know who's playing him, but like whoever the Gold Ranger turns out to be has to like go into an underwater temple or something and retrieve the gold morpher.
Watch them think it's gonna be like under the like lost city of Atlantis or something, but it turns out it's gonna be like a fucking puddle or something.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just to add comedic effect to it. Like they're gonna spend the whole episode searching for it in the places where you'd expect something that important to be, and then they meet Gold. Gold does his first fight, and they're like, "Okay, so where is the morpher? How did you find it?" "Oh, it's just like at the downtown aquarium."
Yeah.
Excuse me?
I think that this story has a lot of potential, and just Zato as a character, I really, really hope that we get some stories where either I feel like we're gonna get a story. Someone mentioned this in the group chat earlier. We're gonna get a story where Zato gets mad at one of the Rangers and tries to take their saber away or their morpher away because he doesn't think that they're taking this seriously. And we've all thought that it was gonna happen when the siblings.
Yeah, that was me. That was my idea.
Honestly, that was an amazing idea, and I really hope that story beat happens, and I hope that it happens in their first couple episodes. I think that's gonna be an amazing story beat.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, especially if that conflict was between Red and Black. But I feel like they definitely would do something like that, because I think one of the next few episodes they said that he was going to be like focusing deep on the past a lot, and I can definitely see that being a good route for his character. But I actually thought his attitude was going to be like how Jen was when he first gave Wes the morpher. Like,
yes,
okay,
that's what I thought too. I
yeah,
thought it was gonna be like distrustful of these new Rangers.
Like, okay, you helped out, you used the sword, I'll let you use the morpher. We're done. You can go. Dismissed. Bye-bye.
Well,
Go away.
I bet he'll be distrustful of the new two, because how are they going to get their powers? Is he going to decide to give it? Are they going to like take it? And then he's like, hey, well, who are you taking these powers?
Yeah.
Or
exactly.
He's very humbled when he saw the new two.
I think there's going to be an episode where he totally misuses his mind reading powers because that always happens.
That has
Really?
to happen.
Of course.
Whoa,
I think what's gonna happen is because he saw Amelia and Ollie fighting against Void Knight and obviously he thought that they were trying to protect him or something or protect the sporks, even though they probably had no idea and he quickly found that out. But he saw that they were on his side already and that they were pretty much already morphed. So I think it was that instant trust that like, okay, I'm okay with these two because I already had seen that they were good to go and they were taking this seriously. But I don't know about these other two, this Green and Black Ranger. I don't know about these two. So I don't know if I trust them yet.
Honestly, the way you're saying this keeps making me like even more curious and like thinking more ideas on like what would happen. Because like thinking about how Tessa's character might be. What was her name? Izzy? I keep like the way you said that, it made me think what if she was sort of like Toa and Ryu soldier and wasn't like taking it as seriously as she should. Like she's being more playful than she should be.
Oh, it's definitely gonna happen to Izzy.
It's definitely happening to Izzy.
Yeah, they gotta do an episode about Izzy, about her being the Green Ranger.
I feel like it's gonna be the other way around. I think Izzy might be the serious one, and Chance might be like the one who might not take it.
I was just gonna say that.
That actually could happen, given what we know about the two.
I would absolutely.
That's what I was saying, because like if y'all saw in the interviews, like Tessa and Javi was saying, like Izzy's character is more like she's more determined than Javi is more of like an airhead. So
airhead, yeah. I was just about to bring that up.
Javi's gonna be like an airhead. God, please don't let him be a himbo. I will.
He said the word airhead.
He said
clearly. He's clearly gonna be
let
one.
this man not be a himbo because I will simp
You're
so
gonna be
hard.
very disappointed, Tan. You're gonna
or
be
maybe he might be like.
I'm not gonna be disappointed. I'm just gonna simp for this man harder.
Himbo.
He could be a Mike from Samurai, to be honest. Might not be like dumb, but like.
And I will simp.
But he's also the shy, quiet one, so I don't know how much you people think that shy, quiet people are goofy, but.
Yeah, we are.
He might be like Forky shy. Like we all know those people.
Yeah, Chelsea, to answer your question, yeah, we are. We usually are.
Are we? Are we really?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I watch Power Rangers.
Nah, we're the wackest people in the world. Nah.
All right, Ali and Amelia, you have to agree to disagree.
Please.
Strongly disagree.
Strongly.
I think that this series has a lot going for it.
Strongly disagree.
Void Knight already seems like he's going to be an interesting villain at the least. I initially was very like when I saw like the preview scene, I was kind of disappointed with his voice. But once I saw the full episode and saw him like going about and see him getting more and more angry, that's when I found the dynamic that like what the fuck is that word? The dynamic portion of the performance. I love the dynamic portion of the performance where like you can see him easily getting more and more frustrated, especially when these two freaking kids are up here.
That's what I was about to say. He feels like a human. Like the more he talked, the more human he was.
I don't know about human, but like I definitely got like seasoned.
Yeah, I think you're just feeling like the character, like you feel for the character. You feel some type of emotion, and that's something that lacked for the past decades. I think you're just going a little too far with human.
Oh no, man! Like, them generic aliens, bro. You can tell the difference.
Stole the suit. Yeah, but
yeah, like I feel like.
Voice. No, I'm sorry. My theory with the voice is I still think it's a woman.
Void Knight?
Yeah.
That could happen. Haven't we had that before where like a woman was in a suit and it sounded like a guy and then once they
and then you take the suit.
That was A Squad Red. A Squad Red, yeah.
Really?
Yes, like
A Squad Red.
A Squad Red.
My mind went to Sky High and Spy Kids. That's what my mind
went
to.
Yeah, good example.
Now I want to cross over with Sky High with Power Rangers.
So do y'all think it might be that mystery astronomer character?
I like it.
Listen, I'm thinking it's Zeto's ex. I'm thinking he was. I'm thinking he was a little womanizer in the past, and they had some beef. And
But
Okay, but
Zayto,
honestly,
The Green Ranger,
but listen,
the old
honestly,
one, not the new one.
but honestly speaking, like, part of me does want to think that it's like an X of Zato's, but not like in the way that I was thinking. More like he was too good, I want to say, for her liking, and the more time passed by, the more she despised how noble and good of a person he was. That sometimes he would, like, at first it started off as like he would just mess with him sometimes to see if he can push him, but the more she despised him, the more she really wanted to be against him, and then
So
yada yada yada,
she
steals
reversed
the
Ash.
armor and stuff like
Oh,
that.
a narcissistic bitch. You want?
She
Yeah.
reversed.
You know what would be dark, bro? It would have been dark. Like the reason why Zayto don't want to talk about his past team is the reason why he died was because of his ex. Like he had an affair and they all went down with him. Imagine. And that's the reason.
thought he
And
did talk
it's
about it.
Void Night. Imagine.
Listen, I thought you said it was gonna because I thought you were gonna say that it was because it's his fault directly that they had died.
Oh, imagine.
Yeah, I had a theory about that.
But
That it was
imagine
his fault that his team died.
He was messing with whoever's under Void Night. You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking it might have been the former Green Ranger. That sounds too good.
Right.
Let's talk about that with the skirt. The Green Ranger. Talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about the fact that technically the first Green Ranger was also the first female Green Ranger.
yes.
Is there
I
much
mean,
more-
that was the case in the 2017 movie as well. Just saying.
But if that's the
Green
case,
was
then that means like Trini is the first Yellow Ranger, the first female or whatever.
Yes, technically, like
Agent
Trini would be the first
Ranger.
Yellow Ranger.
But
Oh,
isn't
Agent
What about the Samurai Rangers?
I was gonna say, wasn't Samurai?
I mean,
before
they must have come later. They must.
But Trini would. But if that's the
Actually,
case,
no,
though, then,
they would have come before because the earliest Power Rangers that we kind of know about was that weird one-off episode in Mighty Morphin with
The
the
Wild
Western
West
Rangers. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Wild West Rangers. Technically, Samurai would have been before that because Samurai was in feudal Japan.
yep.
Exactly.
Well, that's
And
assuming
there's
that.
generations.
I was just about to say my
Okay, but I will
only
say
theory
this.
for why Samurai came first is just strictly how about they were just in Japan the whole time. That's why we like never heard of them. And the original Samurai team was just in Japan.
Yeah, they were just minding their own business.
They were
They
But they-
for themselves.
Morphing Masters probably showed up with the Samurai Rangers and gave them their powers.
There were generations of them though. Like it's passed down, so there's more than one samurai team. There's like
Yeah. Of course.
I'm just ready for Chelsea to say the whole opening narration for Samurai right now.
Then
Let me
say-
say. Centuries ago in Japan, Nightlock monsters invaded our world, but samurai warriors defeated them with power symbols passed down from parent to child. Today, the evil Nightlock have risen once again and plan to flood the earth. Luckily, a new generation of heroes stand in their way. They are the Power Rangers Samurai.
See, I can't
How
even-
would it take you to
Boy, you're a
Never
nerd.
wanna hear that shit again.
Yes,
Yo.
I am a very big nerd. Thank you.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
Weeb.
Hey,
Nerd.
centuries ago, you should have got some bitches.
You know who didn't though?
Oh,
Right.
they had generations
So,
of
yeah.
them.
So yeah, anyways, the Morphin Masters are cool. I'm wondering if a new Morphin Master is created every time a color is introduced. I
Well,
don't
they
know.
basically cover all the main colors since gold can
Except
technically
yellow.
go for yellow. I mean, gold can
That's fair.
pass as yellow.
And blue could like combine with red or something and make a purple ranger. I don't know where you would get white from or like the grays from, but like yeah.
I felt like we should have had a purple one since Void Knight is purple and he obviously stole the suit.
Maybe
Like,
we do.
I'm just
Or maybe he
Can
got
I
his
say, though?
inspiration from whatchamacallit, Korag.
Can I say real quick though, like in the flashback scene, like when all 6 Rangers was morphed next to each other, they look so good together. Like that whole like combination look like when I seen Dino Charge, right, and it was like all 6 of them standing side by side, they kind of look sus, like the colors kind of look washed out, and gold was like really like yellowish, but like I don't even think that was, I don't know what to call that color. That was a weird color for gold, but like
Brown. That was brown.
it was like light brown. Yeah, it was weird. But like seeing like the Dino Fury Rangers together, right? Their colors like really pop. I like that. And gold looked at gold. Like gold didn't have any like edits put on them. So yeah, shout out to him.
I think that has to do with like the look of the suits as well, like the design of it. That could be a part because
Yeah.
When I saw Re-Soldier, the trailer, I knew instantly it was going to be a good season. I was like, that's some of the best looking suits in years.
I know,
love how
right?
everyone
It's just.
complained.
I mean, I'll say this though. For me, Real Soldier as a season, it was alright because like the first half of the show took a while for like the show to get on its feet, and then if like the second half of the show, it actually had something to go for. But I still say that the fight footage, the suits, heck, even I can't wait till they get the whole arsenal of Zords because I gotta say the Real Soldier Zords, like those are like my favorite iteration of Dino Zords ever.
I'm excited to see the
Bro,
fucking
did
Megazord
y'all see the
fight.
Zord fights?
Yeah, I like
Did
how
y'all
they're
see
doing
that?
what SPD did, where
fire
they
as
don't
hell.
show off the
I am-
Megazord until later in the season. Like in SPD, you recognize that they had the Megazord. Yes, we didn't see a fight with it until like episode 3, confrontation, I believe it's
And Beast
called.
Morphers held off until episode 6. Hats off
Really?
to them.
Yep.
Ah,
Hey, and
I
Rider
think-
Soldier though.
They still had Zord fights in like episode 2 and onwards, but they didn't like make the actual Megazord until episode 6.
All I know is that
All I'm saying is y'all are
I'm
in for a
thinking
treat.
Zord fights are amazing.
Yep.
so-
I've seen some Re-Soldier footage from the Megazord fights or the Mecha fights. I think that they look great. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I cannot
He
wait.
moves like an actual person.
Godzilla
I
whipped
know.
his
They
ass.
move like
the
blocks,
Zord,
bro.
the
They don't
T
move
Rex
like
champion
blocks.
Zord is way more articulate. It's very articulate. It's gonna be
Like
Yeah.
Bro.
I think
honestly, the only thing that's on the same level as that level of nimbility is I don't even know if that was an actual word. Like
Just
the only thing
it,
that I
it
can
is
think
now. It's in the dictionary now.
Of, the only thing that I
Yes.
can think of that's that nimble.
It's in the dictionary. Look it
is
up.
The only thing that I can think of that's that nimble is the Storm Megazord in Lightning mode.
I knew
I
you were gonna
love
say
the
that. I
Lightning
knew you were gonna
Bolt.
say that.
What about the Jungle
I
Fury
wish
one?
they had done
Nah,
that.
not even that. I mean, it's
Then
close,
the
but not as
Lightning
much
mode
as
was better. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just-
actually, I got a point to bring up. How did y'all feel of them using the final shot from the Real Soldier? The Real Soldier.
Oh, let me go
final
first
arc?
on it.
Hey,
Let me go
that
first on it.
that
So,
built so much
I love-
anticipation, bro.
I feel like they was
It's
trolling.
a good thing to do. To shut up the haters.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I love how everyone complained how, like, in the trailer, it was a spoiler, but then, like, they just showed the first episode. Like, now what?
I couldn't believe that they did that. I was like, you know what?
I
That's
think it was
here.
good.
Yeah, I was like,
because it
that's here.
showed
I'm like,
how
I'm here. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for
It's-
Zeta
Right.
to have
But
the
listen,
best.
like it
looking
showed
final
how
arc ever.
powerful that team had become.
That
And
Like,
built
then
so
and now they're starting back from square one with even like probably 5 of the 6 Rangers are going to be new people.
Well, and then does Zato have to rediscover those powers because he's touched all of that power already?
You probably have to rediscover it because
That'd be funny, though.
Zato
It's
is about
not-
to have one of the best looking battleizers ever.
it's probably
Yeah,
not.
it's
It's probably not
they can't
necessarily.
put
Oh, go ahead.
Bexelizer. He's a hello, help, where's
Fuck,
my
I
back?
forgot about that.
I have this power. Maybe he tries to use his power up when he's fighting Void Knight, and then Void Knight kicks his ass because it doesn't work.
It's
Or
probably not
Fortnite
really
still.
rediscovering. It's more of like, oh, I forgot.
Like,
Watch
it's,
them
oh
pull
shit.
a
it's not
Megaforce. Watch them pull a Megaforce. How they showed like flashbacks from episode 1 of like the final battle, just like how they're doing it right now with the final battle. I'd be tight, and it was just for nothing.
I also love the concept of the Sporix, by the way. I like that
Yes.
setup for villains, that setup for monsters, and the fact that it's gonna be a battle to see if Void Knight can control them first. I know Void Knight's probably
love how
going to control them,
curious he was.
but I know that I love that he's like not immediately in control of all the Sporix. He just kind of found this one that hatched near him, and he's like, "Hey, you're gonna help me catch all those other ones." And the guy's like, "Okay."
Can we talk about how, like, Dino Fury has us wanting more? Like, they showed us so much in the first episode, but yet they didn't. Like, we don't even got the morph call. We don't even got, like, the morph sequence. We don't got, like, the Zords. We don't got the blue or not blue. We don't got the black or Green Ranger. We don't have. There's so much we have. We don't even know the evil layer looks like. Like, there's so much we haven't even seen yet, bro.
Hey, I had to jump off real quick. What did I miss?
We're just talking about, like, all the shit
You missed my rant about how good
Yeah.
the first episode was.
We're just all just jumping in at
Yeah,
this
Jay,
point.
bro.
Okay, I did hear Jay's
There's
part.
another thing I really want to touch on before I get my thing off, before I get off my pedestal here. So I really want to talk about the fight scenes.
Mhm.
That is the best fight scene. Those are some of the best fight scenes I have seen in Power Rangers since since Mystic Force.
Amelia
The
is
VFX.
No, since
Amelia can
Jungle
box.
Fury, because Jungle Fury had good fight scenes, but that is some of the best fight scenes, cinematography wise. Those are some of the best fight scenes
Bro.
I've seen since Jungle Fury.
This episode was cinema. The way the lightsabers
Exactly.
lit up and the music in the background, that scene was so perfect. I know it looked like Star Wars. I see in the comments. But
I love that animation that they had from the Chrome Fury sabers towards their other arms for the morphers.
Yeah, that was dope. I love
It
that.
reminded me of Lost Galaxy with the Quasar sabers.
That looks better.
I liked all the little animations in the episode, like when the drone lit up the Dinohenge, when all the dinosaurs' eyes lit up. I loved that. That was just a nice detail.
I love the cinematography when where the Solon throws the key and Void Knight just grabs that shit. that was clean. Like the way
that
the
was
camera
such
worked.
a good shot. I loved
that was
that
clean.
scene.
They should have used that for the intro. That was like an intro take.
And the soundtrack for the fight scene, I didn't notice that the soundtrack had really drastically improved until that fight scene hit, and then the bass dropped, and I was like, so this is the vibe.
He is great.
That's what I was talking about when the bass dropped and where they first morphed and Blue kind of went behind the counter and the beat dropped. I was like, oh my god,
Yes.
my soul left my body.
Exactly. Okay, people want to say all kinds of things about techno and electronic music, but honestly, it's kind of the most hype. Like if you're driving while listening to electronic music, you're speeding.
Well, it's good.
You are speeding down the road.
This soundtrack gave me Stranger Things season 1 vibes.
Yeah,
Anyone
the
else?
soundtrack during the fight scenes, the actual show felt nice. I still feel iffy about the opening. The opening is the only problem where I have with the techno.
Yeah, I didn't like
It
the
just needs to
theme.
make it a little longer.
Well, at least now you know why the theme is techno.
I'm still coming around to the theme song. I still am not in the camp of liking it nor tolerating it. I kind of still don't like
I
it.
just need more lyrics. It just felt like what.
I just don't. I don't mind anymore. But honestly, I think we become so disillusioned with a lot of media and everything, and I think for once, let's just be okay that we liked it. Let's just be okay that it was good.
Yeah.
And let's be hopeful. I can understand
I
you
am
don't want to.
For the world.
I am
Yeah.
so.
I'm telling you, we're getting
I'm
an
not
extended version of
Oh,
that at some point.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm hyped, and I am definitely hopeful, but I'm
Yeah.
also just anticipating what comes next.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
was
let's-
such a
let's think
good
good.
start.
Bro,
This was such a good start for a season.
Can we all agree this is the first time, for me, maybe
Mhm.
just me, for the first time in this entire decade, where I wanted the next week of Power Rangers to come faster than ever.
Exactly.
This is the first time.
That's
where it felt
basically me.
I would say this what really did help me for this episode was keeping my expectations low. So now that my expectations are really high, I hope it don't come back to bite me in the ass. Because now that my expectations is high, I'm expecting more. Maybe I should keep it low just in case for the first 3 episodes. I don't know.
Knowing you should keep them very low.
Because now it's so high. I'm like, listen, man.
I don't
Hey.
know if my expectations are high. I still think they're low, but they're cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, mine too.
This was
Yeah.
really dope though. I can see I mean, like I said before, for a premiere, I feel like this is top 10 premieres for me. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch some more premieres and then come back to this one. But
we gonna have to we gonna have a watch party just watching first episodes of Power
Bro,
Rangers seasons.
let's do
love
that.
doing
Let's do
Bro,
that.
when I tell you, because y'all know I just recently watched RPM and how I fucking enjoyed that first episode, like hell.
Yeah.
And now I'm watching this and I'm enjoying. Bro, I watched the RPM episode, the first episode, twice. I watched this one 3 times.
No, 3 times for me too.
It was
yeah.
such a good
3
episode. I
times,
liked it
bro.
more than the ones.
I only had time to rewatch the episode. I only had time to watch the episode twice, but I kept rewatching that last part like multiple times before I hopped on. It is that good.
I'm so hyped for episode 2, man. We should have got 2 episodes today. You know, like sometimes
I
they
missed
drop
two.
two
I
episodes.
missed
Yeah,
two-part
it should have been a
premieres. Two-part
two-parter.
premieres are epic.
They used to like make it an hour, drop 2 episodes. I remember Dino Thunder did that. That was
Dino
dope.
Thunder did that. Ninja Storm.
RPM
Ninja
did
Storm,
that.
Yeah, RPM did that. Well, okay, actually, hold on.
SPD did that.
Yeah, SPD did it.
Freaking Jungle Fury did it.
Mystic Force did it.
Jungle Fury and Overdrive did it.
Yep.
Oh wait, RPM didn't do that, did they?
No, RPM did it because they always showed 2 episodes at a time.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
And
right.
after the 2-part season premiere, they would still keep showing 2 episodes, but they would show the previous episode. then the new
Yeah, I remember ABC Kids did that. Yeah.
See, this is
Yeah.
why I'm mad. I missed out watching RPM when it was airing. That's why my opinions
Dang,
of RPM are so different.
Kid even existed back
I was
then.
gonna say
I didn't
Nickelodeon.
know it
did that.
existed,
Yeah.
bro.
Nickelodeon used to show the previous episode and play the new episode like right after for like
They would
Samurai
never
Mega
stop
Force.
saying SpongeBob. What are you talking about?
Hey, they didn't play SpongeBob for one day for once in like
Yeah,
how many
once, right?
years?
One day.
That was like
For one
sometime
day,
this year,
they didn't
wasn't
play
it?
SpongeBob.
That was
No,
the
like,
apocalypse.
I can't even count the years.
I
think it was
remember
like
those
14 years
Samurai.
they
Yo,
said.
y'all want to know something crazy? The last time I woke up and watched the first episode of a season for Power Rangers was Dino Charge. That was the last time. That shows how excited I was, bro.
Well, same though, because like after I did it for like the first 3 episodes of Ninja Tales, and I was like, this shit is ass. I'll catch it when I catch it. And then I like
I'm not
just
gonna
watching
lie,
it
I've
on
been doing
DVR.
it like every single episode consecutively
Bro, here's the
since
thing for me, bro.
ever since RPM.
I haven't done it since fucking like Mega, I think.
I was gonna say for me, my
I could
first
care less
like
about Mega Force. I watch all that shit on
TV.
Hulu.
Hulu, Power Rangers ain't on Hulu.
It was like when Megaforce was airing, like the Monday
Yeah,
after.
it was. Yeah.
The Monday
Mega-
after it would upload on Hulu.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah, I
how.
was still on
happened
Netflix.
Yeah, that's what I did if I missed an episode. I would just watch it on Hulu.
Yeah, Ultraman used to be on there that same year too.
Say
dubbed.
what?
Yeah, the original Ultraman, the dubbed episodes used to
Hulu
be on
has
Hulu
something
for a
with
while.
Goku.
Wow.
I remember Power Morphicon was on Hulu. Y'all remember that?
Oh yeah, when
Really?
they documented 2014 TMT.
Yeah.
Remember when Power
Oh, yeah,
Morphicon?
I remember seeing
No,
that.
I don't remember
was
that.
good.
Remember when Power
Man,
Morphicon
Bro,
was a
that
thing?
shit was on Hulu. Yeah, I remember that was the good old days though. I don't think I watched Power Rangers on Hulu though. I was always like catching it live on TV or then watching old seasons on Netflix.
Yeah. So I
I
guess
had it all DVR'd.
But yeah, I guess for the most part, we're all hyped for this, man. This is a dope premiere, better than we all expected it to be. Like I said, it's top 10 for me. Probably top 10 for a lot of people at this point. And yeah, I mean, I'm hyped to see what's next. There's so much they left us like wanting to see. There's like, I can't explain, man. This is really good. Like, I don't want to be that guy that seemed like, getting my hopes up or not, but I'm hyped. This is really good. And
experience the joy. Experience the joy.
yes. But
That's all I
here's
can
the thing.
We're on the train and we're not getting off anytime soon. I'm just saying that.
I was gonna say, even if like the other episodes aren't as good, we can still appreciate that we got dope soundtrack.
Damn good first episode.
We're gonna hear a
good
dope
episode.
soundtrack
That
throughout
you
the
got
season.
change, bro. It's just change that makes it
Yeah.
so happy.
We're gonna get natural jokes throughout the season.
Simon, you're the man.
Good
From
VFX.
Southeast first.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
ready for it.
Yo, can
But,
I
hey.
can I talk about my notes?
Yeah, go
All right,
ahead. Real
you
quick.
have the closing statement.
Alright. How y'all were talking about DB mentioned about the off script, like they were able to like if they had something want to improvise with like jokes, like and so like the characters can feel like actual people. Like that was actually very surprising because y'all know how like when we were talking about Megaforce, the reason why they acted so bland was because they were told to act like that. You know what I mean? It was like off-putting that was the choices behind the scene, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, and I
Yep.
just love how it felt alive. Like, when I saw the Beast Morphers first episode, like, yeah, that felt alive. Like, there was, like, when they went into, like, the little, like, gym place, and there's a bunch of people. But when they went into that, business place, like, the office, like, Like it felt like
Buzzkill.
buzzkill. Like it felt like actual people doing actual things, not like someone not like an actual like background character just doing nothing. You know what I mean? Like it felt like people were doing like, you know what I mean? It felt like real people, like just the environment, and it was like the little details from like the first 5 seconds, just because we didn't know that the Pink Ranger was into like ghost and shit when we read like the descriptions like months before. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know that, but like just the little things. I went back and rewatched it. Like she had ghost stickers on her moped. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like the little things that I was like, wow, they really did that. And the wired work, man. Like just like Ten was saying, like it's one of the best fights we've had in a long time. Like just the hearing that the Disney wired work people were coming back, like I was pumped, bro. I was so lit for that, bro.
The
Like,
VFX.
bro, they
I'm
did
here
so
for it.
well, bro. They did so well, bro.
Yeah.
And the jokes, bro, the jokes like felt natural. Like especially the joke where she zapped Ollie on accident, and he was like, "Nah, I just come here to get zapped on purpose." I heard reviews, you know, like it was like I felt like it wasn't a forced joke, like it felt like it was funny.
It
You
felt
know?
natural.
Yeah, it was funny. Like I chuckled a little bit, and then when I'm watching Power Rangers, like I chuckle, but like I'm not, you know, I don't want to like be hard on Power Rangers, but this decade I don't laugh with them. I laugh at them. You know what I'm trying to say? Like at the jokes, it's like
Yeah, them jokes
it's too
be corny
cheesy.
as hell.
Yeah.
It's mad corny, bro. You know what I'm saying?
We laugh
Like,
with them, not at them.
yeah. And like
Bruh,
when I tell
Devin
you,
had
I
the
could,
worst punchlines before his morph. Every
bro.
morph
I
episode.
didn't even watch all of Beast Morphers, but you telling me like there was a scene. I bring this up all the time. You told me there was a scene that they vacuumed a tree or some
Yeah.
shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
That's
Like,
fucking corny.
like as a joke, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, hell no, fam. But like, right, I couldn't find really any problems, and if it was a problem, it was like a problem that was not necessarily a problem of the show. It was just a problem that the characters had to go through with that would make up for like the character like development or like the storytelling. Like it was like that's like the only problem I can think of. It's like problems that make sense for a show that would help
Hey,
with the
real
storytelling.
quick.
What's
Let's
up?
be optimistic real quick, right? Let's just like
What's
turn
up?
our negativity off. Right now, so we're all saying we have no problems with the episode. This episode's really good. So let's say there's what, 44 episodes? So if we
Uh-huh.
go 44 episodes with the same energy, no problems with all 44 episodes,
Yo.
is that potentially like the best season? Y'all think?
That's Time Force
Maybe.
That would be
level.
the
That is
perfect
Bro,
time.
season.
bro,
The
Time Force
perfect
level, bro.
season.
this is
Is it
bro,
is it
That's
possible?
Jungle Fury
shit.
levels of quality.
Do y'all think it's possible, or is it like a no way?
That
think
it's
it's
a
possible.
possibility, man. It's a possibility.
Listen. I just watched RPM.
Endless possibility.
This shit could be better than RPM if it wanted to, bro. That's all.
Bro, if
That
my
is a
favorite
bold
season
statement,
is Time
man.
Force, bro, right?
That's a very
Oh,
bold.
Very bold
It's a bold
statement.
statement, but I'll stick with it, bro. If
Say it
they
with your
keep
chest.
this shit up,
Listen,
I will
Say it with your
stick
chest.
Say it
with
loud.
it, bro.
I'm with Chris, y'all. I'm with Chris, my nigga. Like, yo, Time Force is my favorite season at all. But if I can go 44 episodes with bare minimum issues, I can have an issue. I have some issues with Time Forces, whatever. But if I
I
can
never
go
heard you say you had
44,
issues with Time Force, bro.
no, I mean
L-
Time Force has its
issue I
issues.
had
Don't
with
get me
Time
wrong.
Force is
No
this
season
dude.
is perfect.
This
I'll
dude
say
Eric
that.
was rollerblading. That's the only issue I had. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, I have some issues with Time Force. Not everything's perfect. But like, if I can go 44 episodes feeling like I did with this episode, bro, this shit would be my favorite season. I would say that now. If I can go 44 episodes with no issues like I have now, bro, this shit can top Time Force. Just saying, it's possible.
Fair. That's a bold
Hopefully,
statement. I like that. I like that optimism.
I like.
I like
Listen,
that optimism.
Yeah.
I like
I
that.
wouldn't. Listen, here's the thing though. Like Beast Morphers first episode was good, but I didn't have that mindset watching Beast Morphers. Something
This
about Dino
topped
Fury,
it,
bro.
bro. This
Yeah,
topped it like in a
something.
landslide, bro.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Something about this, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Having this soundtrack, that VFX, the natural jokes, the good characters, the good actors, having everything we got here, all episodes, bro. Fuck yeah, that shit probably gonna be the best season. If not top three.
like when I talked about the world building, like when we talk about world building in Beast Morphers, it
Bro.
felt like you were on a set, right? It always felt like you were on a set. This right here, like this didn't really like feel like you were like on a set. You know what
Yeah,
I'm trying
you're
to say?
And
immersed in the
HD.
environment. Like you didn't
And
feel like it was
Yeah,
a set.
HD.
bro.
Nigga. We've never had a top tier season in HD. All the best seasons are those, the old
Standard
seasons, bro.
definition.
We've
Uh-huh.
never had a great season in HD, and I'm here for it.
Uh-huh.
Lay
All
it
right,
on me.
let me finish this shit though. But and like what like there was only one nitpick I had, but it was like a funny nitpick. And when I tell you, y'all know me, me and me in the group chat, you know what I'm saying? Like we would make jokes, right? We'd be like like we would like excuse like little like kind of things that don't add up, and we would just be like, oh, it's because it's Power Rangers, right? Like although it will still like bother us, but this is the only time like I can recall like just saying, oh, it's because it's Power Rangers that it didn't bother me. It was when Void Knight appeared, right? And Blue and Pink, they were like, yo, they were like, yo, what's going on? And instead of being like whispering or like confused or like scared, they just went into the cave. Like they just went in and they were like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Like I was like, are y'all for real? Y'all about to go in this cave? You know what I'm saying? Like y'all just had
But
an earthquake,
even
but that was the only
even they gave
problem I
us a
could
reason
find.
for that though. That's
You
the
know?
thing. And even they gave us a reason for that. Like obviously Amelia's like investigating and she's like desperate for the story.
Mhm.
She's been doing this all her life. So I understand her going in. And Ali was definitely scared to go in, like as you can see. But he followed her because he felt like, you know what I mean? Like he didn't want to like let his mom
Mhm.
down. Because
Yeah, but
obviously
it
him
was
and his
just a little. It
mom,
was just like little key detail. I mean, not key details,
yeah.
but it was like little like minor details that it
That's what I'm
didn't.
saying.
But
Like
it
even
but it's
something that
crazy. It didn't
minor though can
bother me
stick
though. But
out.
it didn't. If it was another season, it would have bothered me. But right here, it didn't bother me because I was
Right.
like, I wanted like a little like casual like Power Rangers like little quote like what in the world, like you know what I'm saying, like I was expecting them to like say something like that, but they didn't. But for the first time like them not saying, because like I was watching RPM and like there's situations where I was like, yo, are they I gonna act like that didn't just happen? But like this is the only situation where like they like I expected them to say something like just like a random hole into a cave, right, into this like chamber. Like I expected them to say something, and my thought went straight to, oh, it's because it's Power Rangers, right? I can't expect too much. But it was the only situation where I said that in my head, and I wasn't too mad about it, and it didn't really bother me. Like everything else just felt so way too smooth. Like just like little things didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that made me feel promising about the show, because I'm like, bro, normally things that would bother me, like they're not bothering me here. So it's like, and then
Great acting too.
hell
Like
yeah,
we
bro.
have I
Yeah,
can't
the
find a ranger
acting.
I don't like so far.
And yeah,
These
bro,
three
we
are
were
good.
talking about how
They're good.
Zato really feels like messed up. Like I'm rewatching clips, and Zato like when he's realizing like how long he's been gone, and about how he's like how his friends are gone. He's like while the camera's focused on Pink and Blue talking, you can see Zato in the background just like overthinking stuff. Like he's walking back and forth, he's pacing. Like you can feel for him. Like just by like you won't even pay attention to it until you rewatch. Like you can see him in the background, like looking stressed, yo. I was like, damn, they're really like trying to like make him feel like a character. You know what I'm saying? None of that Troy bullshit. I mess with that, yo. And
Absolutely.
and I thought it was pretty funny though how y'all were talking about how they did study karate for like 2 years, but like bro, they had their
3.
karate on they 3 years, like they had their karate on auto mode. Like the moment it was time to fight, not even because you know how the morphing grid, like once you're tapped into the morphing grid, you're already like a superhero. Like you would learn things
Like
automatically.
you already know how to fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, I already know how to
like
do
I
the
love how
backflips
it's
and
but
shit
worded
I
like
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 that.
that.
how they actually explained it. Like like although like not even I don't think 3 years is gonna make you that much of a badass, but you never know.
Freaking Ollie said he did 6 years of fencing. So
But
that's why
that
he
yeah,
said
that fencing that made sense though. You know what I'm saying? But like still, at least they explained it. They don't really explain that in Power Rangers. Like it's just things that they don't like. Even with the news, like how they watch Power, they know the Power Rangers because they watch the news. Like things they don't explain that they're explaining it in this. And in 22 minutes of an episode, the first episode explaining shit that they haven't explained in 10 years. That's crazy, bro. Like bro, oh my, God.
It's really good. I do love how Amelia was like quick thinking too, like where like her and Ali first got surrounded by those Henge Knights, which is a dope name by the way, because the Dino
Henchmen.
Henchmen. Yeah, my fault, Henchmen.
And like
When
the family, bro, like the family, like with all, you can already tell all and his mom are gonna be like a cool thing, right? Because when I'm gonna say this right now, Beast Morphers, the whole Devin and his dad, like that shit at times it felt forced as hell. Even in the first episode, it felt kind of forced. Here, like they're not forcing nothing with parents, like you know what I'm saying. Like I just hope like Void Knight is not related to no one, but like they're not forcing nothing. Like it feels like he's actually talking to his mom. You know what I'm saying? Not like they're trying to like redo the whole West thing and his dad. Let me do what I want, dad. Like none of that crap. You know what I'm saying? Like I like that. Yeah, like they're very aware of the universe and how Zato, like even like when Zato, like when what's the dinosaur name? What's the dinosaur's name?
Solon.
Someone was like,
Solon.
someone was gonna
Yeah,
explain
he's
the
a
stuff.
Solanosaurus.
Like you can tell, like there's like a split second, like if you rewatch, Zolan is talking about it, but she's like, nah, I'm gonna let Zato speak about it. But as she says that, Zato is like looking down, like overthinking stuff. But because he's the leader, he like snaps and he's like, oh yeah, I'm the leader. I gotta like, you know what I'm saying? I gotta lead. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta hold myself while I'm about to talk about my dead friends. Like I'm like, damn. Like he's like, you can feel in his tone the leadership role, and like people are complaining about his his tone, but I'm like, bro, he's gone through some crap, man. He's not even from this planet. And he's been gone for how long? He's about to have to
Yeah,
figure.
he said he fought like 2
65
wars and
million
now he's gonna
years.
fight another one, and he just woke up.
Like, and what Jay was mentioning about how like it wasn't until talking with you guys, like I feel like, bro, I want more. Like it wasn't that I didn't feel like I didn't get enough. I just like like we got so much, and it's not even that I'm not satisfied. Is that I want so much more because it felt like
More.
the
You want
the
more.
episode
You
went
got
by so
that you
quick,
need
and
to
we
be
got so
satisfied.
much, and it's not even like I'm not satisfied. I'm just urged for more. Like that feeling is so crazy because I haven't felt that in a bro. When I say this, I say it with my chest in a decade,
In
bro.
years, a
Bro,
whole
in a
long
decade,
time.
bro. Like I only feel this when watching Sentai. That's why I don't watch Power Rangers like that anymore. Like I'll just watch like the first couple episodes and a little bit in the mid if I feel like it, and then the season finale or something. Not Ninja Steel though. Like I didn't even bother to watch that shit.
Yeah. I wonder
real
if
quick though, before I
there's gonna
close
be
this
a
out,
I
season
didn't
like
bother to
bring back
watch that
old
shit.
fans.
Yo, hold up. What'd you say,
I
Jay?
feel like it's a way to do that.
oh, I said real quick before I close this out, I do want to say this episode does have a lot of replay value, which I
Oh my.
really
Oh
appreciate.
yes. Like I watched
Like
this
Yeah.
episode
they
like
throw
twice.
little things
This
in there that you
episode,
got to
if we were
watch
to make a
like
top 10 list
twice.
of pilot episodes, this will be on that list no matter what. Not
Like
honorable
I'm
mention,
telling you,
but on
y'all,
the
they
list.
throw things in here where you got to watch it multiple times to catch some
Bro,
things. Like I didn't notice that Amelia like was quick thinking and she grabbed Ollie's back jacket as like when the henchman was surrounding him, where they like tried to stab him. She grabbed his back jacket, right, and like that's how he like ducked the attack. But I didn't notice that until like later on, like and a lot of other stuff and a lot of
that's
jokes
what
I
I
didn't
said. Like the
notice.
first 5 seconds, like the stickers on the moped. Like I didn't realize that until like the third watch. You know what I'm
Oh, yeah, the
saying?
ghost stickers. Yeah, I didn't notice that
Yeah,
either.
like that was lit, bro. But bro, when I tell you, man, like like, cause it's like, how do I say this, bro? It's like growing up watching, like I'm at that age where like I hear all the time, why you still watch that shit? You know what I'm saying? That's why it's like, although it makes sense because Power Rangers isn't as good as it used to be, but I've just stick normally to like Super Sentai Tokusatsu straight from Japan. You know what I'm saying? Because it still holds up. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was like at first I thought it was I was getting too old for it, but it wasn't even that. And today it made me realize it's not even that I was getting too old for it. It was just like it wasn't as good as it was, and it's crazy how like a good episode can bring that excitement I had when I found out Samurai was coming on Nickelodeon, bro. Like I have the same excitement, like cause back then, like I thought Samurai was the best thing in the world, but now I'm like, oh no, I'm like, oh no, like I'm sorry, Charles. I know you love Samurai, but it's like but it's like I can't front. Like it's like back then, cause I had that like kid like goggle like it's like vision of like
Nostalgia
everything's cool. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like everything's good, everything's big. It's funny because when I talk to people about tokusatsu and into getting it, they say their favorite season was Samurai because that's the season they grew up on. And I was like, you want to rewatch that? Like, I got,
for them, though. That's their
yeah, I
mighty.
know. Yeah, they're Mighty Morphin, like, and we already know how we feel about that. But yeah, I'll tell them like, bro, just watch Shinkenger. I want to see how you feel about that. But you know what I mean? But like, it's crazy how like, what even me grown up now from that stage of like, even like like a mid of a show like Samurai, like like that excitement back then of watching it. Like I have that excitement now, and I'm all grown up now, and I don't feel like embarrassed watching this episode because you know I'm at that stage like I feel embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? But like, bro, when I tell you, it didn't matter because like I'm gonna say it, bro. But it feels like they literally took the good things from Beast Morphers, and then started and it's like they watched like episodes from Disney and took those good things and just made it into here, bro.
Yo, Chris,
That's how it feels like.
I love you right now, bro. I love you for saying this.
I'm
'cause I
done.
know I'm not
done.
crazy.
I'm
No, I was
done.
gonna say, no, I'm saying I love you for saying this because I feel the exact same way,
For
and I'm
real?
glad it's not just me being overhyped because I'm just like, yo,
Bro,
this shit is really that.
I thought
And you're Sentai heavy too, like you're a real
yeah,
Sentai
bro, I'm
head,
a real bro.
and
I'm
you're
a
praising this.
Power
That
Ranger
says a
whole
lot.
hater.
Yo, Chris
I'm
just
a
gave like a whole devotional of how he felt.
Like,
I love
bro,
it.
cause I'm dead
This is
ass,
the
bro.
second
Cause it's
time
like
in an episode.
my boy
it's like
life got changed.
it's something about nostalgia that it's like I feel a nostalgia from watching something new. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I have that same feeling I had watching Samurai, although Samurai doesn't hold up. But like
this
I
is one
have
of
that
those
nostalgia
seasons I
at
was.
an age where I'm more aware and I'm more matured and I know what's crap and I know what's not, and I still see it as something good, which says that this is some good shit. You know what I'm
I feel
saying?
like this is gonna be one of those seasons where you can just like show one of your friends and like they can
Yeah,
say, "Oh yeah, this is dope," without it. You know how Power Rangers is. You can't show them every season, but
yeah,
like you
bro.
can show them like this one and be like, "You know what? Maybe I will watch the rest of the season."
Like I normally just go straight to the Japanese material. I'll be like, nah, bro, don't watch that shit. I just go like, you know what I'm saying? But
But hey,
like,
my nigga, this is a 2 hour episode. We gotta close this out. So I'm
all I gotta say last is with the potential given from just this episode. There's so many routes, and I'm so excited to see what we can do from now.
absolutely next episode we will be there. Weekly
Oh,
reviews.
oh yeah.
But
Let's try.
we got Blackwing.
Thanks for listening, guys. You can follow me on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch at Blackwing2040.
We got Chelsea.
And she is trot-whelmed and feeling the aster.
Absolutely.
Hey.
We got Chris. You know how he's feeling.
Hashtag Dino Nights. I mean Dino Fury.
We
So
got
close, Chris.
Becca.
You can find me on Twitter at DekaBlazing. You can find me on Instagram at DekaBlazeDude, and you can find me on YouTube at DekaBlaze.
Oh crap! Y'all can find me as Chris CRISS 26 DUES. Chris 26 Deuce. You know what I'm saying?
And real quick, Mr. Awesome, do you think this episode was awesome?
Of course.
All right. Yeah, Mr. Awesome. Where can they find you at?
What?
Oh, where can they find you at? Plug.
All right. Y'all can find me on Twitter at Mr. underscore Mr. Awesome underscore. And remember, keep on morphing.
Every time I
Yep,
do an
keep
awesome
on
pun,
morphing.
every time I do an awesome pun, it throws his like whole thing off because he goes,
You throw his whole vibe.
what am I supposed to say?
from-
And we got 10.
Thank you all so much for listening to another Time for Toku podcast episode. If you want to find me, I do stream on Twitch during the weekends. I'm actually streaming right after this episode's recording. I stream on Fridays, Saturdays, and occasionally Sundays. I stream on Twitch, so I will leave a link to my Twitch channel in the description. I stream games like Hades and various fighting games in Magic the Gathering Arena. So if that sounds right up your alley, go ahead and hop in during the weekend. Just have a nice time. And then I have a Twitter. It's Tanara with and then a capital N. If you want to follow me, I tweet stupid shit.
You
I will
find,
vouch.
you might find me and Tenera versing in Legacy Wars. You never know.
Or maybe
You mean-
Battle for the Grid.
Oh,
You mean Power
yeah,
Rangers
yeah,
rock,
Chris.
paper,
You mean the
scissors?
game that I can kick your ass in at any time?
Damn!
I like to see that. Come on, let's see that.
All right.
All right, and this has been Time for Toku Podcast, and Jsavage out.